Hi you guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be reviewing some new products from Wet n Wild. So last week I went to go pick up some home essentials from Target, and obviously, I wasn't going to leave without checking out the beauty aisles. So I checked out what was new in the makeup section, and Wet n Wild had a lot of new things, but unfortunately I wasn't able to pick up everything. A lot of the new stuff was completely sold out, but I was able to pick up two. And before I begin, I do want to let you guys know that this is a first impression. So we're gonna find out together if these are must-have items or things we probably want to skip out on. So this time, I saved my Target receipt. I made sure I didn't throw it out because I'm telling you, I get so excited. I throw out the bag with the receipt, and then I find myself going back onto my Target app and checking to see how much each item cost me to share with you guys. But I'm so happy that this time I am prepared. The very first thing that I picked up is this Tinted Hydrator. Once again, this is from Wet n Wild. It is super tiny. Literally smaller than the size of my hand. If you guys wanted to know how many fluid ounces this has, it's 0.91. I already love that this is in a plastic tube because I can travel with this if I am moving around. I feel like that's already a big plus. On the front, it says that this has hyaluronic acid as well as squalene. It is oil-free and it's also sheer to medium coverage, which I think it's perfect for the time being. It's already summer, it's hotter outside. For me, the least thing that I want is to cake up on heavy foundation or any sort of heavy face product. It's just my personal preference, but if you guys like to glam it up, of course it is more than okay. Now I'm looking to see in the back if it has anything else that the front didn't mention. And so once again, it is promising hydrating benefits, soft, luminous complexion, plant-derived squalene, which is supposed to help promote healthy looking skin. So not bad, not bad. Everything that this has been promising is something that I definitely do love. I just really hope that it works well for me. So I already did my eyebrows off of camera and I moisturized my face. However, I do want to use a primer before I apply this. I'm going to be using an e.l.f. primer, and this one is the Poreless Putty, and I already did a review video on this. I really do enjoy it. I tried this on with several foundations and tinted moisturizers, and the pair between those products and this primer work very well, and so I just know that this is not going to really affect the way that this applies, or at least I hope so. So I'm going to risk it. I know that e.l.f. has nothing to do with Wet n Wild, but like I said, I enjoy it, so let's give it a try. I'm gonna pick some up from here just with my finger, and I'm going to apply right around my nose. If you haven't tried this primer, I really do recommend it, and I really do encourage you to go and check out my video where I talk about this item. Alright, so I'm all done with that. The next thing I'm going to do is apply this Tinted Hydrator with two different applications. On half of my face, I'm going to be using a damp beauty sponge, and on the other half, I'm just going to be using a slanted face brush. So the reason why I've decided to use two different applications is because I just really want to try it out and see which one is the best application for this product. So here it is again, and I purchased the shade Light. They had a couple shades available. I really can't remember how many they had. This looked like a better match for my skin tone. Fair was just too fair, and then all the other colors just look a little bit too dark for me. So I'm really hoping that this is a good match. Now when I opened up this cap, it does have an aluminum little sticker here, and we're just gonna take that off. I'm gonna squeeze some out on the back of my hand. Okay, that went out pretty fast. It looks like it's watery, but let's see. So this is definitely runny, so I'm gonna really believe that this is like a sheer coverage, because I know that when I squeeze anything out onto the back of my hand and it just stays there like just like a lump of product, it's normally more on the full coverage side. I'm gonna smell this because you guys already know that I love to just smell products. I like to know if they have some sort of scent. So this smells a little bit like Play-Doh. I don't know if you guys remember, or if you have any kids, or if you're a teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you haven't smelled Play-Doh in a long time. Kind of like waxy or plasticky. It's nothing bad. I mean, at least I'm not scared of it yet. I'm gonna dot this on one half of my face first. This side is my right side, and if you're watching me, you're probably gonna be seeing this side as my left. Already dotting this around my face. It is very, very light. I mean, the little product that I have left over here on the back of my hand feels very watery. So once again, here on my right side, I'm going to be using a damp sponge, and I just like to start here on the bottom. I am definitely not struggling to blend this out. It is very, very sheer, very light, and it feels very nice on the skin, almost like water. All right, you guys, so I just finished blending this out, and first impressions, I think that the shade really did match my skin tone. It feels very light on the skin. It doesn't dry down very fast, and it does leave some sort of sheen. It's very glowy. I mean, I don't know how much the camera is picking up, but if you look at this area, it just looks very glowy. I mean, compared to this side. This tinted hydrator did cover up some areas that could use the help, so I'm very happy about that. However, again, it definitely isn't a full coverage. I mean, that's exactly what this said, so I'm not disappointed. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna set anything because I want to see if this dries down any more. I'm gonna move on now to the other side of my face. I squeezed some more product out, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing and just dot it all around my face. So far, this is blending out pretty good. I am not struggling at all. It still feels the same, just very watery, very sheer. I officially have a full face of this product, and I am loving it so far. I'm very happy with the results. This side, which is my left that I applied with the brush, looks very, very similar to the side that I use a damp sponge. My skin looks very healthy. As you guys can see, it's very luminous. Didn't set anything on this side as well. Both sides really do feel the same. It still leaves like a tacky feeling behind, but I really don't mind it. The reason as to why, it's because if I'm going to be glowing like this all day, then I would just prefer not to set it. I feel like if I truly needed to, as usual, I'll only use a little bit of powder, which is really just my T-zone and probably a little bit under my eyes if I use any sort of concealer. Now on both sides, I did apply a little bit of the product on my eyelids, and I'm looking in the mirror, and as you guys can see, it does crease. That's product right here, and so I'm just gonna tap this out with my fingers. I'm also not bothered by this at all. I can just do the same thing and just apply a little bit of powder. And so now, before I move on to the second item, I do want to let you guys know that I paid $3.99 for this. I think it's super affordable. I mean, anything under $5 is just amazing, especially if they work. I really don't know where else you guys can pick this up from. Like I said, I went to Target. That's where I found it, but I'm sure that on the website of Wet n Wild, you can also find it. Next up is a concealer. Once again, it's also from Wet n Wild, and it's called the Mega Last Incognito. I picked it up in the shade Light Beige. This concealer was also super affordable. I paid $3.99. I mean, the same price that I paid for the Tinted Hydrator. Looking at the tube, and it doesn't have much information. I mean, all it says is that it's an all-day full coverage. I just really hope that it's not too cakey and that it works. This is a good size tube. I mean, it's not super small and it's not super large. I mean, compared to the Tinted Hydrator, they're almost almost about the same size. This has 0.18 fluid ounces in here. We're gonna open and of course we're gonna smell again. It smells like a cleaning product. I don't know what, just like a fresh lemony cleaning product. I'm gonna say Lysol. I don't know. I really don't know what else to compare this to. It does smell fresh and it smells lemony. This is the first time that a concealer smells like this. If you guys go out and purchase this and smell it and you smell the same thing, then let me know in the comments below. I don't know if it's just the pregnancy hormones that are putting scents in my head, but this smells like lemons. It's a regular doe foot applicator, which I enjoy. So a little bit here and here. So this already feels a lot more thicker. It's not runny at all. It went on pretty smooth, and so now we're just gonna blend this out. Just like to do tapping motions on where I applied, and then the rest just bringing it up a little bit. Here on the inner corner, I'm just gonna drag it just a little bit down because sometimes I get just like a weird shadow on this area. I mean, nothing seems to solve it completely, but I try. Any excess product, I just like to bring it up as well. I'm also doing the same tapping motions. All right, so both sides look pretty nice. I don't find much of a difference. However, I do want to say that the side that I used my brushes on just feels like I have a little bit more coverage. This product said that it was from sheer to medium. And so I'm going to say that if you want to stick more to the sheer side, to use a beauty sponge, or if you wanted to get something a little bit more medium coverage, then definitely try a brush. I honestly wouldn't be opposed on trying this with my fingers if I had no other tool around me. I feel like this would go on very smooth as well. Like I said, it's very watery and it's definitely not heavy on the skin. I let the concealer sit a little bit under the eye, and the side that I used a brush seems to be creasing just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, as opposed to the side that I used a beauty blender. I honestly don't mind the side that it creased. Again, I can just powder it down and I shouldn't have the problem anymore. These two products really do leave the skin looking like skin but better. So I feel like if you're really into that whole no makeup look, these two products are probably a must for you, because it just looks very good on the skin. I have nothing bad to say as a first impressions for both of them. The only thing I'm probably curious now is to see how long it lasts throughout the day, especially in this heat. I'm really enjoying the way that my skin looks. It looks very healthy, very glowy, just very natural. Before I finish this video, I'm going to apply the rest of my face on, probably some bronzer and some blush, just a couple things, and then I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is my final look. Like I said, I just applied some lip gloss and I put some mascara on, as well as some bronzer and blush. I wanted to keep it very simple because I just felt like this is enough for a very quick summery look. That's the vibe that these two products gave me, and so I just went along with it. I did apply a little bit of powder on my T-zone as well as my eyelids and under my eye. That sticky residue that the Tinted Hydrator left behind earlier is still there. Like I said, I am not bothered by it. I just let it be. If you really wanted to powder down your whole face very lightly, you can do that. I really just want to leave that healthy, glowy, illuminated skin just intact. Overall, I really don't have any cons on these. This really was a good first time impression experience. The only way that I see these going wrong is if it just didn't really last on me. And something else that could probably make this product better is if it had some sort of SPF. Certainly apply some before putting this on. However, I just feel like this would be a really good selection to have in your makeup for the summer. So Wet n Wild, if you're watching this, maybe you want to come out with some of these with SPF. Just saying. Just saying. The concealer I also did enjoy. I feel like it did deliver full coverage without making anything look very cakey. It did crease a little bit on the brush side, as you guys saw, but I wasn't bothered by it. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Also, let me know in the comments below if you've tried these items or if there's anything else you guys would want to see next. I'm sending you guys a bunch of love from this side, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!